be undeniable.
Starting up the game.
Hello, and welcome back to Games Finished Adequately 13, live from Anime North. You haven't seen any of what has been going on here yet today, so welcome to day 2. We're going to be starting off with some Kingdom Hearts.
Woo! Right? We wasted the good woo on you.
Alright, fire when ready.
Yes, sir.
Come on, PS4, you got this. You can do it, we believe in you.
Let the cursed PS4 curse on. I'm gonna take my phone off my PS4 for good measure. All right. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right. So this is the Orbs of Light. It's just a tutorial fight to teach you the core fundamentals of this game. Oh. This is just really quick and easy. There's 3 waves of these orbs, and you just got to beat them up as fast as you can. Wow. Awful orbs of light, but we're going to recover from that. So that's Land of Departure. It's the first world. Mr. Mark Hamill. All right, we made friends with Ventus and Aqua. Woo! So we're going to go to our first actual world, which is Enchanted Dominion, which is Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. So in this game, you play as Terra, and you're trying to harness the darkness in your heart, so you enlist a bunch of Disney villains to try and show you how to not be dark. We see how well that goes for Terra in the end. So right now, we want to de-link to Ventus, because we want to try and kill these guys and get the power-up for Ven, which is Haste, which we're going to use to help us in a lot of later boss fights to help us go fast. You can imagine that Haste makes you go faster. The problem with this is, this drop is incredibly RNG, and I do not always get it, which makes things problematic for later in the run. No drop yet. This is the final phase of the fight, so hopefully we can get it here. Doesn't look like it, but... No. How unfortunate. We may have another opportunity to try and get that, but otherwise we're just going to have to take the slow way without Ventus's haste. Ventus's vaste. Words are hard sometimes. Right now, you're going to do a lot of dashing in this game because it's a lot faster than walking. Surprise, surprise. Another thing you can use towards the beginning of the game is sliding dash. It's really good for your mobility. Right now we're going to try and fill our D-Link gauge by beating these floods because they drop these blue things that help you get your D-Link back, which you need for boss fights and stuff. We're going to go over here and grab this chest. You don't do very much fighting in this game outside of the boss fights. It's a lot of very XP particular fights that you want to engage in. Otherwise, it's just a lot of boss fights, and that gives you enough XP to finish the game. Made friends with Maleficent. Good start. Alright, so this is the boss for Enchanted Dominion. This is the Wheelmaster. We should have had Ventus's Haste for this fight, so it's just going to make things a little slower than it should be. For this, you're just going to want to knock him down by stunning him and getting him the free damage. This fight is... the only real strat behind it is hoping you have haste to make it go faster. I wish he would stop doing that jumping attack, because that takes a lot of time. And he's got a pretty RNG attack set. There we go. Finally got him stunned. Really good sliding dash. Oh, got critical impact, which helps us deal more damage. And that's Enchanted Dominion. That was a really slow start. It should have been a lot faster than that between the first and this level, but let's hope we can make up some time later. Not having haste is a total pain in your butt for this run. It becomes less important as the run goes on, but it makes for a very slow start. Just being introduced to some new worlds. Next, we're going to go to Castle of Dreams, but first we got to do some light menuing. Oh, not the menu I wanted. So we're going to switch Quick Blitz for Zero Gravity, and we're going to put Blizzard in this empty slot. All of the menuing in this game, as most menuing, is very meticulous, and you're going to slowly work towards a build to make Terra a fire god. It's super weird, but he's the raw strength guy, and fire is the strongest magic in the game. So right now we're going to switch to using Aqua, who's going to be our more important D-Link for this game, because endgame she's like really broken, and you have a lot of opportunities to upgrade her D-Link. So hopefully we can use these next few forced fights to get those upgrades, as opposed to Ven, who almost never wants to drop for me. So far, no luck.
Thunder. So long.
There we go.
Thunder.
Oh, there's one. That's good. So now we upgraded Aqua. And now she has stronger, better magics. If I can land them and not get hit by these guys. We got the first one, which is par for the course. It's really greedy to think you might get both in one fight, but getting the one is plenty for right now. Alright, so we're doing alright because we've got our first Aqua one, and that's way more important than Ven. So we're going to go to this courtyard, and we're going to go to this back corner here to try and grab this item, which should be a pulsing crystal. we go. And then we're gonna go up here. And now we're gonna do an escort mission to get Cinderella safely to the ballroom, because that's what our priorities are right now. What you want to do here is get critical impact so you can clear this room really easy, because as I said, it deals bonus damage. Everything hits real hard. So you can go ahead of her and you can clear out the ads before she even gets there, because she is super slow. Women are always slower to get ready, aren't they? Gotta go to the ball. There we go, back into critical impact. And that's this room. Now we just gotta wait for her to get to the end of the hallway. Oh, I'm in her way. For the next room, it's just more of the same, except there's a bit of a different approach to it. We're gonna shotlock this guy, which will basically get rid of him, and then bring us back to whoever else we need to fight. You line up those guys properly, you can catch them all with the sliding dash when they're teed up with 0 gravity. Level 4. Okay, so now we want, at this rate, to go Stun Edge into Blizzard, and we're going to try and get, I don't remember what the upgrade is called, right, for whatever reason, but it is the ice one. Diamond Dust, I thought so. Anyway, this helps clear out more people, which there are a lot of smaller guys up here, so it covers a wider range. This guy always escapes me somehow. And she's ready to go. We got a Soothing Crystal, which is really important, like super important, because we want that for the Fire-Us later, which are going to be... We need to get fire boosts, which are critical to doing this game a lot faster. Okay. So next we're going to pick up this, which is a Thunder, and then we are going to fight the boss of Castle of Dreams, which is the Symphony Master. Now, we're not going to be able to use the Ventus D-Link because we didn't upgrade him. So again, we're going to have to try and go into critical impact and hopefully get some higher damage off as opposed to going faster. There we go. Hopefully we should be able to critical him into getting knocked out. There we go. And that's Castle of Dreams. Cinderella, we made friends with her. Got her Keyblade that we'll never use. You use like 4 Keyblades in this run, because there's very little reason for you to need to change. Next, we're going to go to the Dwarf Woodlands, which is probably one of the most disinteresting bosses in the game, but... there's a strat up there to be able to get the item that we need faster. However, I am not very good at executing that strat, so we'll have to get it on the way back, which is not a problem, just slower. I have practiced it, and it is a very tricky thing to pull off. we're going to need a sliding dash in a second, because we have to pull off a trick that, I mean, you shouldn't be able to access, but it's creative thinking and lazy programming. Realistically, there's a chest up here that you shouldn't be able to get until you revisit this world when you have high jump. But we're just going to clip onto this ledge, and we're going to sliding dash over to this ledge and grab it. Now, we don't actually need this, but it is worth a lot of money, and what we need is money. So we're going to go to my friend the Moogle, and we're going to sell it, and any other things that we've picked up along the way. I'm going to need to buy 6 fires, and this is the foundation for the rest of the game. You're going to buy these 6 fires and this 6 arrows, and you will slowly watch this product fluctuate and evolve over the course of the game. I'm going to meld. I need to meld 0 gravity with binding strike, or not binding strike, stun edge with a pulsing crystal, and we're going to get binding strike. And then I need quick blitz with sliding dash, and we're going to get strike raid. Strike raid, binding strike, fire, fire, arrow. And we're going to go into another forest fight. In this game, you have the abilities that you set to your command wheel, and you have to level them up by beating enemies and thus allowing you to fuse them together to make better abilities. So there's a lot of ability building in this game, which is how you can get things a lot faster. As you can see, Aqua's really broken. She gets things done really fast. But eventually we won't need her, because we'll be strong enough to fight for ourselves, darn it. Now, ideally, we would like to pick up the Aqua, the second upgrade for her, but if we don't, it is not the end of the world. Speaking of which, there it is. And we should be able to finish this fight with this. So that's good. We're on pace for that. So next, we're going to go all the way back to the entrance where we will do the boss fight. So we're going to go back the way we came. This fight is very interesting. It's got not quite a skip, but it allows you to get a phaseless fight, which is when you enter the fight, you need to move forward and strike raid as soon as the fight starts. You cannot start moving after the fight has started. You won't get the skip, and you'll have to do like a 2.5 phase fight. So you just want to hit this guy over here, land over there, and we're going to go get this chest. Like I said, there's a way that you can get it on the way in, but I haven't been able to figure that trick out yet. So I have strike raid set on my wheel, so we're going to fight the magic mirror. So as I said, you want to be moving forward before the fight starts, so that as soon as the fight starts, you're already moving. You want to get him with the strike raid, so that you can go up and full combo him. And if you can get it, there we go. You get him in stun, and he can't really do anything about it. That didn't work as planned because he didn't do the move he was supposed to do. So basically right here, this is one of his phases. You want to catch the one that is smiling. There he is. That took a lot longer than it needed to. But that's Dwarven Woodlands. Next, we're going to enter a string sequence of cutscenes and menuing. It is a very interesting 2.5 minutes. So there's only one fight that we need Ven for, or from this point, but it's not critical. Like I said, none of them are going to break your run, but they're just going to kind of slow you down a little bit. But Aqua's where it's at. Right now we're going to go to the tower and grab some things, mostly menuing. So here we're going to want to switch up these fires for new fires, because as soon as they're level 2, they're ready to fuse. We're going to switch this arrow for a cure. We are going to put air slide on our wheel. Oh, sorry. We're going to switch our shotlock command to flame salvo, and we will never change that again, because it's basically a fire version of the exact same ability. We want to change to treasure trove. We're going to go into our D-links, and we're going to switch Aqua to level 1. Her level 1 finisher is better than her level 2 finisher, and you want to reap the benefits of her level 2, but keep the ability of level 1. So that's that. We're done Mysterious Tower. The hardest boss fight in the game, that menu. Next, we have to pop our regularly scheduled pop into the Keyblade Graveyard so we can further the plot. Because without the old man on the mountain, I don't know what I'd do with myself. But what he says is not important. Next, we're going to go to the longest level in the game, and probably my least favorite because of its tediousness. Radiant Garden. There are a couple boss fights in here. The mid-boss is surprisingly much more difficult than the end boss. Here we have a forced fight, which we are going to, surprise, surprise, call in on our friend Aqua. She's going to take care of everything for us because, once again, I don't know what to do with myself. Her magic is just really disgusting and takes care of these big crowds faster than you ever could. And that's the force fight. Easy peasy. Next, we are going to head on over to see our good friend Merlin. But we're just friends with him so we can jack his stuff. Because we're edgy like that. Next, we're going to enter a menu. We're going to melt some stuff. These fires that are ready to go. I need this shimmering crystal. Yeah, I do not have the second shimmering crystal now, so I do not do that. Oh, oops. And then I need to switch out Strike Raid for Thunder. Put a Fyra where Cure is, and switch out these fires for the level 1 counterparts. Okay. Then we're going to go to the fountain. We've got to kill the guys along the way. Mostly because I need their D-Link. We've gained the ability to slide on nothing. My favorite. Thunder. These are just those, oh, that's no good. Okay. Genius. This did not go as planned at all. That's fine. There we go. just going to use Aqua for, or not.
Take that! Thunder! Thunder! Take that!
Okay. Next, we're going to go in here. And clip up there. Next for these guys, we're going to go back into Aqua because we want this. And we can hit them with a series of magic.
Gather! Thunder! Take that!
Clean these guys up nice and easy.
Gather! Thunder!
Okay. Next, we're going to go on to the mid-boss, but what I believe to be the true boss fight of this level. Trinity Armor, which is a boss that all three players you play as, or characters you play as over the course of the game will have to fight him at some point, because you fight him together. So we have no chance to summon Aqua here because, well, she's here. For this one, you're going to want to take out the pieces in order from legs to arms to body. And basically, you want to use your fire abilities so you can level up and go into Firestorm, which is a really powerful drive that we want to use. We're basically building Terra over the course of the game to just be more and more adept with fire abilities. Basically, every piece of this boss has its own health bar, but killing a part will provide us with more health. So if I'm getting hit now, it's not a big deal, as we see there. And we're going to get more health because the arms are done at the same time, which is really good. Now it's just the head left, but he still has a lot of health, so hopefully we don't get bodied. Confirmed, done. We can sit right under him for that attack if we had to hit him with fire for a bit. And this should be the last time we have to Firestorm, because he should be done here. That's Trinity Armor, but we're not even close to done this level. There's still plenty to do.
Terra!
Okay. So we got our Disney Pass for when we need to go to Disney World. You know, family things. Wholesome family values in my Kingdom Hearts. We're just going to kill a couple of these floods along the way for their D-Link drops. Full D-Link. Luckily, we're going to go hit this Moogle shop, but on the way to the Moogle shop, we're going to recover that lost health, or not. Just going to graze right over it. I'm going to sell my Strike Raid, and I'm going to sell Suna. And any extra stuff I've come across, which includes these Cures, this Stop, and this Aurora. And then we're going to buy 2 Binding Strikes and 3 Magnets. Next, we're going to switch these to Binding Strikes and these to Magnets. Oh, hi Owen. I do want to go back and get that health. Alright, this is probably the most tedious part of this level, that we need to fight what's in this room 4 times to level up what's in the command deck right now. And then we'll need to do a quick change and level up what's in when we switch it up for new stuff to get some XP on those commands.
So long. Gather. Take that.
Next, we're going to go into Aqua, because there's going to be a lot of guys here.
Thunder. Take that. Let's go.
Hey, I did it. So that was one. So we need to leave the room, come back in. We need to do this 4 times.
Gather. Want some?
That's okay. There we go.
Gather. Gather. So long. Gather.
Basically, you just want to cycle using these abilities.
Thunder. Want some?
It's 2. I have to remember to revert. Otherwise, it's going to take a while to replenish the D-Link drive. You should be able to do it so that you can phase in and out of the D-Link and not have any wasted drive.
Gather.
Luckily, these Hourglass fellows give us some D-Link. There we go.
Gather. 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 Thunder. So long.
Okay, that's 3. And you got to do it one more time.
Gather.
Oh, that was more effective than I thought it would be.
Gather.
There we go.
Gather. Thunder. Take that.
Okay. That's 4. So we are going to go out here. We are going to go into the menu here. We need to do some melding. We're going to meld fire with fire. I do not have the shimmerings I need, which is going to be highly problematic. I cannot believe I did not get any of these. Having Fire Boost 1 is, like, terrible. HP Boost is going to help, I suppose. We're going to fuse Thunder with Magnet. With nothing. We're going to fuse Cure with Arrow. With nothing. Hopefully we can get something. Nope. And we're going to fuse Magnet with Magnet. Change the deck. We're going to put the Magneras there. Okay. Oh. I'm a goob. Okay. I'm just going to keep changing screens. I have to go back one last time and level these up a bit.
Gather.
Only this time we brought stronger magnets. Alright. Now we can go on to the final boss of this world.
Gather! Fire! Fire! Gather! Want some? Gather! Say goodbye!
There we go. Alright. This fight's going to go a little slower because we don't have the fire boost we need, but that's just going to slow down the rest of the run, basically, because we're supposed to have 3 fire boosts and we have 1. That makes our damage pretty null.
Gotcha now!
Basically, we're going to deflect these back at him, and then you're just going to shot lock him for the rest of the fight.
So long! You're done! Come on! Say goodbye! Let's go! So long! Fire! Fire! Fire!
Okay. And we'll just kill him this way. And that's Radiant Garden. Next, we're going to go play a little bit of Mario Kart. Take a break, wind down. Really easy peasy level. It's just a quick kart race, and that's the level. Family fun.
Bring it!
Basically, there's not very much to this. You just gotta go do a 5-lap race. Don't get overtaken. You have abilities to help you if you do. You have 5 laps to figure it out, but even on beginner, these AIs are rather unpredictable in that they will just come back from behind out of nowhere. And I've been snaked out of finishing this race in one shot before. There's obviously the secret shortcut there that is only secret because it's a legal shortcut, but nobody uses it.
Bring it!
And a couple more laps.
See ya!
Stuff like that. If this stuff happens to me at the end of the lap, I'm pretty in a rough shape. where I can't afford to get overtaken at the end. This should help me. Yay. Clear sailing on the inside, and that's Disney Town. It did it! 3 cutscenes, and 2 of them start with Pete going, "Doo." Next world we'll be going to is Olympus Coliseum. Do some Hercules things. Afraid not. This was a PSP game. We don't have that kind of processing power.
Gather! Fire! Fire!
This is a very simple force fight. We don't need Aqua anymore. We are officially strong enough to do it ourselves.
Gather!
Well, that's not entirely true. There is a fight that uses her, but it's for a very exploitive reason.
Gather! Fire! Fire!
Basically, you just want to use a Magnera Fire, Firestorm, rinse and repeat. It's too powerful. It kills most things in this game.
Gather! You're done! Gather!
And that's the fight. Woo, a fight. Fight him again. Next, we're going to go enter the Coliseum because we have apparently convinced ourselves that we know how to fight. So we're going to go talk to Hades because we sure know how to pick him. In the lines of Friends. Well, every Disney villain is my friend. All right.
Let's go!
So for these, it's very easy strat. That should have gone better, but I only have 1 fire boost. Hooray. So for a couple of these, we're just going to use partial shot locks.
You're done!
Well, that was a full shot lock.
Say goodbye!
Maybe it's better I did the full shot lock. But for the most part, we're just going to be using the Magnera Fire
Fire!
strat.
Fire!
And this should be the last. Yeah, this is the last one where we use shot lock to get the job done.
Let's go!
There we go. The rest of it is just going to be Magnera Fire.
Gather! Take that!
Allows you to clear things real fast like that.
Gather! You're done!
There you go. Right.
Gather! Fire! Fire! Want some? Gather! Say goodbye! Gather! Fire! Fire!
And then for this last one,
Gather!
use Magnera. Magnera again. And that's that. Next, we're going to meld these binding strikes to these Fyras with fleeting crystals, which I don't have any. Surprise, surprise, me not getting the crystals I need for this run.
Do we have time to read a quick donation?
Sure thing.
Awesome. Well, Coops donated $25 and said, "Thanks for the great runs for a great cause. Go Ben Dougal."
Hooray. Thanks, Ben Dougal. Wait, I'm Ben Dougal. Thanks, Coops. Kira. Okay. Next, we're gonna go fight Zach. So for this, the first phase is just gonna be very simple, shot lock and fire surge.
You're done. So long.
It's not gonna get more exciting until phase 2, obviously.
Let's go. Say goodbye. You can't escape. Come on. You can't escape.
That's phase 1. Phase 2 is again, or we're supposed to find, for the last time, use the Ventus D-Link, but we don't have haste, so we're not going to. We're just going to stick with what we know, which is heavy hitting fire.
You're done. So long. You can't escape.
So you say.
Come on. You can't escape. Want some?
And that's Olympus Coliseum. Made friends with him. What we've gained from this is the third of 4 Keyblades we're going to use in this game, which is Mark of the Hero. Next up, we've got a very easy peasy auto scroll, which is just beating up these jellyfish till it tells me to stop. If we have time for a donation, now's the time. I don't know if we have any.
No new donations just yet, but while we're doing this part, I will remind you that we're raising money for the Sick Kids Foundation for Sick Kids Hospital. So if you would like to donate, there is a link in chat for you.
Next, we've got a force fight, which is just going to be old reliable.
Gather. Gather. You're done.
This game is taunting me with all these shimmering crystals we've gotten after the fact.
Gather.
There we go. That's the forced fight. Next, we're going to do a more recent than not discovered strat. Usually you used to call or do what I called the fire elevator, which is using your fire surge to propel yourself upward to get onto a platform, but someone had discovered with a different D-Link, you can do the exact same desired effect, but with less time. So for here, we're just going to charge through here, because charging is faster than not. Next, we're going to call on Cinderella. We're going to use the Enchanted Step, and we got an elevator. Anytime there. Cool. Next, we're gonna jump down here. And we're gonna make our way to the final boss of Deep Space, because this level is really short. This is Experiment 221. So basically this fight is going to be flame salvos.
Let's go.
And then when he's going to go into those guns, we've just got to knock him out and finish the fight. Realistically, it should take 1.5 phases.
So long. Let's go.
Ah, almost got 1 phase. And that's Deep Space. So we are now entering the final leg of the game, which is one more Disney World, and that is Neverland. And then we're going to go on to the boss rush that is the end of the game. As most of these worlds, we're going to start off with a forced fight. The more we harness the power of darkness, the more we realize we don't need no stinking friends.
Gather.
Hopefully we can hit this guy with it. Nope. These guys are unaffected by gravity because they're too heavy, so you kind of have to just take care of them manually on the ground.
Take that. Gather. Take that. You're done.
Hopefully we can line up a couple. Nope, just the one.
We have time for a quick donation.
Don't really need to be worried about Magnero right now, just because most of the enemies are these big, heavy gorilla guys.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
You sure do.
All right, we have $50 from Anonymous. It says, great cause. Sick Kids does fantastic work. Good luck on the run, Dindugal.
Thank you very much. There's our forced fight. Next, we're gonna go visit our friend Mr. Moogle. Turns out we don't need no stinking magnets. So we're gonna sell these, and we're gonna sell any extra items, which includes this slew of blizzards I picked up. This fire, these binding strikes. This guy, this guy, this guy, sure, this guy too. And then we're gonna buy some fire surges and our mega ethers. And this is basically the last thing we're gonna need for the game. And I got exactly the amount I would need. And then we are going to add these Fire Surges to the deck. Outside of the Mega Ethers, this is the final build for Terra. It's just beating people with a Fire Stick. That's all there is to it. This is what Pinnacle Apex Male looks like. Next, we're going to glide across here. Whoop, nice clip. Next, in this room, we're going to want to pick up some quick XP. Oh, okay. I'm a goof. I forgot to menu something. Sonic Impact. Basically, that allows you to deal damage while you're colliding with stuff with dash. There we go.
Want some? Say goodbye. Heal.
Sweet heal, bro.
Low Tier Hype donated $20 and said, hopefully this adequately helps sick kids. Thank you very much, Low Tier Hype.
Hey, Low Tier Hype, thanks for donating, thanks for watching. Alright, next we're gonna go fight probably one of the evilest villains in this whole game. Probably more evil than the final boss. Peter Pan. Gotta put Peter Pan in his place. Pro tip. I love how that's the information. Like, here's what we have to tell you about Peter Pan. You should put him in his place. Oh. Okay. He's got so much health.
You're done. Say goodbye. Let's go. So long.
There we go. That should only take you 2, but we had to do it in 3. So, we have to leave here. And then come back in, because we have to fight the actual final boss of this. This fight's really interesting. You are going to want to cycle in and out of the Aqua D-Link, because these guys are weak enough to be killed with Magnet, but also drop Drive Gauge, so you'll see what I mean.
Gather.
So we're going to refill the drive, go back into Aqua,
Gather.
revert to pick up what she left behind, rinse and repeat. Oh, whoops, awkward.
Gather. Gather.
Level 20, that's what we wanted for this fight.
Gather.
We are on, there we go. And that's Neverland.
We have another $5 donation from Safety Man who says, why you no get up on the Hydra's back, Dan's game?
There's no Hydra to get up on. I don't know what you people want from me. So next, I gotta pop up to the Keyblade Graveyard for yet another plot progressing cutscene. And nothing else. And nothing else. Also, we picked up a Dark Impulse, which is the command we're gonna use for the end of the game here. Or for just this fight, rather, actually. Alright. So now we're going to go fight Mark Hamill. Which would be interesting to hear no lines of dialogue, but a series of grunts and oohs and ahs from Mark Hamill. Here we go. He's mad at me. Because I did a darkness. Luke mad at me for going to the dark side? Imagine that. Oh, that's one death. Let's try something else. This is where the game is going to go from 0 to 60 in difficulty based off of how much fire you have. Which we only have 1. We need 3.
Want some? Heal. Take that.
There we go. That's Land of Departure. Final boss fight. First we gotta get there. Alright. So now we're gonna go to the Keyblade Graveyard, but with purpose. And not just another it's another cutscene. Alright, so now the last thing we want to add are these Mega Ethers, because they are super important, and we are going to use the final Keyblade, the Chaos Ripper, because it says, forget about magic, I'm going to beat you with this stick. Basically, we want to make sure we don't get caught up in any of these tornadoes, because they engage long-winded ad fights. With a twist! Get it? No? Okay. So, because this is a PSP game, the final boss has 3 phases instead of 8. So after 4 grueling cutscenes, we have to fight Vanitas. Xehanort is there. We don't care about him right now. We need to beat up Vanitas. We're going to do that with our good old friend Shotlock. Wow. He is making this incredibly easy for me. He is not usually this compliant. Not nearly this compliant. I take that. That is probably the best Vanitas I've ever done. Now on to the old man that I promised we would beat up, played by Leonard Nimoy. Rip. Basically, we want to Fire Surge until we Firestorm, and then we're going to keep Fire Surging because we're not done leveling up yet. And this is what we want, Blade Storm, which is basically just going to melt his health bar. That's the old man. Now we are on to the final phase of this fight, which is when there's no one else to beat in the world, who else can you fight but yourself? So I gotta prove that I'm the strongest by kicking my own butt. Got it. He won't start healing until he's lost more health, so I don't have to worry about exactly how long it takes me to hit him down from that stuff. Ooh. I love those frame-perfect shot locks. So now that we've lost all our focus, this is what we need those ethers for, and before he can hit me. Basically, the idea is you just really want to use Shot Lock because his attacks are relentless and have a lot of invulnerability. So the more you can Shot Lock him, the easier things are for you. There we go. Unfortunately, my shot locks aren't going to do a very good job of keeping up with his healing, so I need to resort to some other tactics. Yeah. There we go. Next, he's just going to try and throw some meteors at me. This is our last Mega Ether. Hopefully we can make the most of it, because he hasn't tried to heal himself yet, which is terrific news for me, bad news for him. That's good. That's not good. Oh. Okay.
into darkness!
I got greedy there. All right. Let's try that again. I can do it, obviously, so. I believe in the me that believes in me also. I will take that. He can't reach me at max range.
Sink into darkness!
No, you. And this is actually boding well. Wow. All right. That's no good. I flubbed that up. I've got to do all 3 fights again. Groovy.
Let's go. Say goodbye. Pathetic. You're done.
Too slow. Too slow.
So long.
Too slow. Gotcha.
Let's go. Pathetic. Say goodbye.
Taste defeat.
It's too early for you to use that attack.
Want some? Take that.
Only now have I truly won.
Okay, okay. Let's try this again. An hour 20. Because Russ is in no rush to do the speedrun, apparently. I'm going to watch this cutscene because I said so, that's why. Love this cutscene.
We have a couple donations to read as well.
Go nuts, please.
We have $30 from Renning, who says, "Hi, friend, nice shades." And $25 from Jitterbug17,
Hey.
who says, "Always happy to support Sig Kids. Way to go, babe. Love you, Ash. XO."
Thank you so much for the support, everybody that donated, everyone that came out. This is super important to me. I like to have a lot of fun. This was easily like my worst attempt at a run, but it's for the cause, and that's what this is about. So I'm really happy we could do this. If you liked something that looked like what you were watching, please feel free to follow my channel at twitch.tv/Bindoogle. You can also catch me at most fighting game tournaments in the Toronto area. NWB, woo!